Hi, friends. So today I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to put together a simple card kit that I can take with me on a business trip with my husband. I don't want to bring a lot of craft supplies, just something easy and ready to go when I have a little bit of time. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, you can join me and make one too. Let's get started. All right, so let me go over real quickly everything that I'm going to use today. So I have my box, which I'm going to keep my kit in. I have some envelopes, pre-made envelopes, and then I'm going to make my card bases, 12, and then I'm using a cutter, paper cutter. I'm going to use a hexagon punch to dovetail my banners, foam folder to fold my pieces. Well, I just couldn't think there. I'm using two different dies. I'm using this stamp set where I'm going to do the thanks and then the flower and this little one, and then I have another stamped where I'm going to use this double leaf here, just this little leaf. I have my sketch that I drew out, my pencil. I also need my Big Shot for my die cuts. Oh, my inks. I'll show you. I just forgot my inks. I'm using a yellow, a pink, a darker color, and a green. So that's everything that I'm used today to make my card kit. So the goal today is to not actually make the cards. It's to do all the prep work ahead of time. That way everything is cut out, coordinated, and ready to go. And I don't have to think about it later. I found that when things are already prepared like this, it just makes crafting so much more easy and relaxing. So this is the paper that I'm going to be using today. It's from Close to My Heart. Of course, they're not in business anymore, but it's called Hillside Cottage. I think it's really cute and bright. I think they're going to make some really nice bright spring cards. The back side has this pink here. And kind of what I'm thinking is I do have this card making workshop that I did a few years ago. I like the way it's set up. I'm going to use this as a jumping off point. Not going to make these cards, but I'm just going to basically follow the system that they have to make a card kit. But I am going to use this stamp set here. And then when I'm done creating my kit, I have this really cute pink mailer that I use to mail things from my Etsy shop. And I think that all the little card components will sit in here really nice and easy. And this is going to protect it from being bent. And then, of course, when I make the cards and I put them in here, they're going to stay nice and safe. They won't get tore up or anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is first I'm going to need some card bases and envelopes. And I do need to make my card bases, so I'm going to put these things away and get started on that. All right, I'm going to start by making 12 card bases for this kit. I'm using my cardstock here. I'm just going to cut each piece in half at the 5.5 inch mark to create my bases. Now that I have those cut, I'm going to go ahead and fold each one in half. I like to line up my edges and give it a really nice crease and use my bone folder for that so everything looks nice, clean, and finished. I already have my envelopes ready to go, so I don't have to worry about making those. And just like that, I have all 12 of my base cards ready. And I'm going to go ahead and place all these into the box so they're all set for when I'm ready to start creating. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and designed a simple template for what I want my 12 cards to look like. So this is the template that I came up with. I'm just going to walk you through how I'm planning to put everything together. On the front of my card, my main pattern paper is going to measure 3.25 by 4.5. I like this size because it gives me a nice border around the edge of the card, but still leaves plenty of room for decorating. Next, I'm going to add this little banner strip. It's going to measure 3.5 by 1 inch. This is just to give a little extra detail and layering without making the card too bulky. Right here in the center, I'm going to use a piece of white cardstock for my sentiment. I haven't fully decided yet if I want to keep it a simple rectangle, turn it into a tag, or even a scallop edge. And then off to the side, I'm going to build a small cluster. I don't want anything too bulky, just something soft and pretty that adds a little dimension and interest to the card. Okay, so now I'm ready to cut my pattern pieces so they'll be ready for the card fronts. So what I need is I need 12 of the 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 pieces. And with one sheet of paper, I believe I can get 6, which is actually a good thing. I want to do 6 in the pattern piece, and then I want to do 6 with the pink as the main background. So I'm going to cut those very quickly and put them into 2 different piles. This is really the kind of design I like for a kit like this. It's something simple, repeatable, and it's easy to assemble without needing a lot of tools or supplies. And so basically, I just need to bring some adhesive with me. And since I'm going to make 12 of them, having this template is going to make the whole process much, much easier. Okay, perfect. So they're all ready. And here's basically what they're going to look like. I love the black background and I love the pink background. And so now I need to work on the banners. This is directional paper, so I'm going to have to use another sheet of paper for that, but I'll definitely start with the pink. I'm going to cut it down the center at 1 inch first, and then I can turn them and cut to the 3 1/2 mark. I believe with just 2 strips, I can get all of the 6 pink ones that I need. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat the process with the black pattern paper, and I need 6 of those as well. Okay, next I need to dovetail each of the banner strips, and I have a hexagon punch that I love to use in order to do this. I can cut 2 at a time and it makes the process so much easier. Okay, so here is how everything's going to look. The pink ones are going to go with this black pattern paper, and the black pattern ones are going to go with the pink. I think that's a really nice contrast. Next, I need to do my sentiment. And since I decided to do just 12 cards, I originally was going to do several different sentiments and make a variety of cards. But I think for this process, I need to just stick with one. And I'm going to choose the thanks because I do use a lot of thank you cards when I sell things. Okay, so I found 2 dies that I think would work really cute. This scalloped one, which I think I love the shape of it. The only issue is that my stamps are kind of small, and if I have the stamp in here, I'm going to have a lot of white space, which would be fine. And then my second choice is this little tag die, which I think is really cute. And this one actually works a lot better for the stamps. So I think I'm going to be leaning towards the tag because I still need room for my little cluster over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut out both shapes and then I'll see which one I think looks the best. All right, so I have that. I'm going to put these aside. And let me start cutting out my little place for my sentiment. And normally when I do this, it makes the camera shake, so I apologize in advance for that. Okay, so now that I have all of the die cuts finished, I think I want to use both of them. So I'm going to use 6 of the scallops with the black pattern paper, and then I will use 6 of the tags to go with the pink pattern paper, and I think they're going to be super cute. Okay, so instead of stamping it black, which would be really cute, I actually want to use 2 different colors. I'm going to use this color called New England Ivy and this color called Cinnamon. And I think I want to do that. So let me move these out of the way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start stamping my sentiment. I chose the simple thanks, like I was saying earlier, and I just want to keep it nice and simple and versatile. I thought these two colors worked really nicely together. The green keeps it grounded and it matches the leaves and the pattern paper. And the cinnamon is just a little bit warmer and has a really good contrast. And I think it actually goes really cute with the pink as well. I'm going to keep stamping and just stamp a bunch of these all at one time so that they're all ready to go in my kit. This is one of those steps that really is easy to do ahead of time, and it saves so much time later. And actually, it's would be pretty much not fun to have to do it when I'm trying to travel with carrying the ink and the stamp blocks. You could definitely stick with just one color if you wanted to make everything more uniform. I just get tired of stamping everything in black, so sometimes I just like to switch things up a bit. Okay, I'll just finish everything up and stamp them all out and get them ready. Okay, so then I'll have what they're going to look like, roughly. That will be cute. That will be cute. Okay. And so when it has something like this, I don't mind. The reason is because I'm going to cover this up strategically with a cluster. So I'm going to need 6 of each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Okay, so now I just need to make my flowers for my little clusters. And I think I'm going to keep it super simple. I just need a leaf, and I'll just need a couple of the flowers. Let me grab my thing, my sketch. So I think that at least 3 flowers, maybe one of the big ones and 2 of the small ones. And then I'm going to need some leaves also on here. And I'm trying to think which ones that I could use. I could use these stamps as leaves and then just cut off the little tops, but we'll see. I know I have a different leaf stamp, but it just depends on whether I want to get it out or not. Okay, so let me clean all this up and I'm going to start stamping the flowers. Okay, I decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this double leaf here, one big flower, and then one small flower, or maybe 2 small flowers. So I need to at least, I know I need 12 doubles, 12 big, and then probably 24 of the little in 2 different colors. So I've pulled some flower colors. I did a blush pink, a cinnamon, and a yellow. And then of course, all of the leaves will be this New England ivy. So let me get started on that. And then luckily, I think I have the die cuts for these and I won't have to fussy cut them out. But if I do, that's okay because I actually love fussy cutting. I do not mind at all. Okay, so let's get my 12 leaves stamped. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'll make one more for good measure. Perfect. Okay, so let's start making the large flower. And I have 3 colors, so I'll split it between those 3 colors. Okay, so let's see everything that I'm going to put in my kit. I have my little box. I have my envelopes and my card bases. And then I have the 16 of the backings and the sentiment and the banners. And then I have the same thing, just a little bit different style. So I have 12 total. And then I have everything that I need to make my little clusters. Now, at this time, I don't think I'm going to fussy cut it out. If I did, I could just put it in there and then make sure I have a pair of scissors, and then I'm ready to go. And of course, I'd need adhesive, and then I'm ready to go. But it just kind of depends on how much time I have before I leave. If I have time before we leave, I will fussy cut everything. But that's it. Isn't that cute? I have my own little card kit ready to go. I'm so excited. So, all right, friends, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed putting this card kit together with me. Thanks so much for spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.